Hello, welcome. My name is Jill. This is Family Yoga, and I'm really excited to be here with you today. We're going to move a little bit, we're going to breathe a little bit, we're going to create some shapes with the body. You can do this by yourself, you can do this with members of your household or neighbors or friends. If you have a yoga mat like me, feel free to use it, and if you don't have one, that's okay. You can probably do this right on the floor. And in general, in yoga, we practice barefoot. So if you're comfortable taking off your socks and shoes, you can join me with bare feet. It's a little more secure when we're moving around on the floor. And that's it. We're going to get started seated today. So come on down to the floor when you're ready. Cross-legged seat, you might know this as crisscross applesauce. And if it's more comfortable for you to sit in a different way, or to sit on a pillow or sit on a folded up blanket, you can take any options that feel better in your body. And you'll put the hands down on to the legs. And we're going to start with some breath. So take a long inhale through the nose and out through the nose. And then if you like, you can close the eyes or just pick a gaze point out on the floor or the wall across from you. Let's do that again. In through the nose and out through the nose. In through the nose and out through the nose. And I'll be quiet for a few moments here, and you can continue to breathe in and out through the nose. Okay, with your next breath in, you can blink the eyes open if you took them closed. Welcome yourself back into the room, and we'll add a little more movement. So take your arms out side to side, big T shape across the chest. Spread the fingers apart, try to stretch the arms as far apart as they'll go. And on your next breath in, we're going to take those arms up overhead. You can look up and watch your hands come together. And then as you exhale, we'll bring the hands to heart center. I'll do that a couple more times. So big stretch out, breathe in, take those arms up, and exhale, hands come to the heart. One more, inhale, and exhale. Okay, release your hands down to the floor, and then we'll take a big side body stretch. So take one arm up alongside the ear. I'm taking my right arm up. You could take your other one. Reach long through that arm. Big inhale. And as you exhale, walk the opposite hand away from you. Nice stretch to my right side body, maybe your left side body. Feel free to turn the gaze up underneath that top arm. And a few nice big breaths. And then sit yourself back up through to center, both hands down to the floor. Take your other arm up and alongside the ear. Breathe in, stretch really long through that arm. And then as you exhale, walk your fingertips out to the side. Side body stretch, other direction. As you breathe, you might feel a nice stretch here. You might feel some opening through the side ribs, the side of the arm. And then bring yourself back up through the center, both hands down. And then you can move the legs over to one side. We're going to come up onto hands and knees. So tabletop pose. Feel free to cushion the knees if that feels better for you today. Spread your fingers out on the mat. And if you can, put the tops of the feet down to the floor. We're going to go through a couple shifts through the body. This is called cow-cat. So on an inhale, we're going to make a cow shape with our spine. We're going to pick up the head and pick up the tail. And then on an exhale, we're going to drop the head, drop the tail, and round the back. We're going to do that a few more times. So breathe in, pick up the head and pick up the tail. Exhale, round and curl. And keep going with this rhythm. So finding your cow pose and then finding your cat pose. And then if you're finding it a little tricky to create shapes with your body and breathe in the way I'm suggesting that you breathe, don't worry about it. You can just move and allow your body to breathe in the way that it wants to. Okay, inhale, let's come back to that tabletop shape and we'll do a little bit of a balance challenge. So pick one leg and then extend it long into the air behind you. So I'm going to start with my right leg. I'm going to kick it back behind me and hold it in the air. I'm going to try to make it as straight as possible. I'm going to try to make it feel strong. We're really pushing it back behind me. And the gaze can be down at the floor or slightly out in front of you. If you're feeling fancy today and you want to challenge your balance, take your opposite arm alongside the ear. Try to hold this for 2 more breaths. And then bring your hand and knee down. Go back to that cow-cat action. So breathe in, head and tail up. Breathe out, round and curl. One more of those. Inhale, head and tail up. And exhale, round and curl. Okay, let's try it with the opposite limbs. So send your other leg in the air. Reach it back behind you. You can really push it back behind you. Make that leg feel strong and straight. And you can just work here, just working the leg in the air, practicing that balance. If you want to, take the opposite arm alongside the ear and hold there. Don't forget to breathe, really important. Let's hold that for one more round of breath. And then hand and knee back down. Do a couple more cow-cats. Breathe in, head and tail up. Breathe out, round and curl. One more. Inhale. And exhale. And then we're going to make a different shape with the body. So this one's called downward facing dog. If you can imagine what a dog looks like when it's stretching and its tail is high up in the air and its paws are down to the floor, we're going to create that same shape. So tuck the toes underneath you. You're going to push through the legs. Send your tail up into the air, downward facing dog. And we'll take a couple breaths here. If you want to, like a dog, you might wag your tail out. You can bend the knees as much as you like. You could pedal through the legs, all the while still breathing in and out. Okay, let's come up to standing from here. So you can do that in any way that makes sense for you, or you could try walking the feet forwards towards the hands and then coming up. So if you're on a yoga mat, you can stay facing forward as you are. I'm just going to turn and face you for a moment. We're going to move the arms a little bit, just like we did seated. So reach out through those arms, big T shape across the chest. Spread the fingers. And then on a breath in, we're going to do that sweep. So inhale, arms go out and up. And as you exhale, hands to heart center. This is a way of creating a sun salutation. So that's the name of a little pattern of poses. And sun salutations is kind of the big word, but we're greeting the sun and letting it know that we appreciate it. So we'll do that a couple more times. Stretch out those arms. Big inhale, say hello to the sun. And then as you exhale, bring the hands back to the heart. One more. Inhale, big sweep. And exhale, hands to the heart. So we're going to add on a few more shapes. We'll say hello to the sun, to the earth. We'll make a couple animal shapes, and then we'll do it a few more times. That's it. So from the top edge of your mat, take those arms out. We'll say hello to the sun. Inhale, hello sun. And then as you exhale, this time we're going to fold forward. Take the hands down to the floor, to your mat. Say hello to the earth. And then we'll stretch the body out as long as you can get. So step the feet back, unfold as long as you can be from your head to your feet, and then bring your body all the way down to the floor, belly down on the floor. You can point the toes back. And then we're going to make a snake pose. So you can think of what a snake looks like. Long through the body, it picks its head and its chest up. We're going to do the same thing. So hands are down on the floor. We'll take a big breath in, and as you do, you can pick your head up off the floor. Try to pick up some of your chest off the floor as well. And then breath out, come back down to your belly. As you breathe in again, come back up to your tabletop pose. Hands and knees, we were here before. And then into your dog pose. So toes tuck under, stand through the legs, your tail goes up nice and high. Feel free to wag out your tail again. Maybe bend and straighten the legs. Maybe shake out through the head. And then we'll come back up to standing. So walk the feet forward, or get the feet underneath you in any way that makes sense, and stand on up. So we're going to do that little hello sequence a couple more times, 2 more times. You can move with me. You might move a little slower or a little faster, and you might make it your own, and those are all okay options. Breathe in, arms go out and up. Hello to the sun. Breathe out, you fold forward, hands down, hello to the earth. Breathe in, get as long as you can, stretch the legs back. And then as you breathe out, come all the way down into your belly. Make a snake pose as you inhale. So inhale, lift up the head and the chest. And exhale, go back down to your belly. Take a breath in, tabletop, hands and knees. Toes tuck under, breathe out, create your dog. Take a couple breaths in your dog pose. You might like to wag the tail. And then come back up to standing. Feet might walk forward. You stand on up. So we'll do that one more time. Breathe in, arms out and up. Say hello to the sun. Breathe out, fold down. Hands to the floor, say hello to the earth. Breathe in, stretch yourself out, get as long as you can. And then breathe out, lower yourself down to the earth. Breathe in, make your snake pose. Breathe out, back to your belly. Breathe in, push through the arms to your tabletop. Breathe out, downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. One more breath in, and breath out. Okay, let's come back up to standing again. And you can turn and face one long edge of your mat, it doesn't matter which one. Hi, how'd you do on that? We're going to take a couple more shapes on the feet. So hands can go to the hips. You can open those feet out nice and wide as is comfortable in your body today. And then turn one leg out to the side. So I'm going to start on my right leg and turn that out. You can bend into that knee, and then we'll float the arms out. So we're going to create what's called warrior pose or warrior shape. So think about being really big and broad and strong in this shape. Bend into the knee on the leg you just turned out. And that's it. That's our warrior shape. We're going to take a couple breaths here. So your legs, the muscles of the legs are doing a lot of work to maintain this shape. You're stretching out through the arms, creating a lot of space there. And then we're going to move this shape a little bit. So on an inhale, make that bent knee go straight. Take the arms into the air. And then as you breathe out, go back to that warrior. Rebend the knee. 2 more like that. Inhale, come up. And exhale down. Inhale, come up. And exhale, come down, warrior. Try to keep your legs in this shape. We're going to change the torso. We're going to change the spine. So flip your front palm up. Take a big breath in. And then lean backwards in space. This is called reverse warrior. So we're just reversing the shape of the torso. Get long, reach long through that right arm. And then come back up. Straighten the legs, come back to your starting point. Hands can go to the hips. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Okay, turn out the other leg. This is my left leg. It might be your right one. You're going to bend into that knee and float the arms out. So setting up your warrior on your second leg, your second side. Again, a moment to settle the shape. Stretch out. Feel strong. Feel those legs working. Breathe in. Straighten the leg, arms up. Breathe out. Back down. 2 more. Inhale up. Exhale down. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, try to keep your legs in the same shape. You're going to turn that front palm up. Big inhale. As you exhale, side bend backwards, lean backwards. Long stretch through that top arm. You might look up. If this feels a little wobbly, you could look down at the floor. That's a good option too. Back to your warrior. And then straighten the leg. Come back through to center. Good work. All right, we're going to do one more balance shape. So bring those feet in underneath you. And this pose is going to be called tree pose. So if you think about what a tree does, it sinks its roots deep into the earth, and that's how it stays stable and strong and tall. And then its branches grow up to the sky. So we're going to try to create a shape like that in our own bodies. I'm going to stand in my right leg to begin. So pick a leg you want to stand on, and then move your hands to the hips. Pick up your other heel and try to turn this leg out with a bent knee. So this is one option for your tree pose. You could work here today. If you're feeling pretty stable, you're going to bring that foot up to the calf, the lower leg. And if you're still feeling good, we're going to take the foot up a little bit higher. So you could reach down, grab the ankle, and put your foot up by the thigh. From here, hands might go to the heart, or stretch your branches up to the sky, stretch your arms up, and grow your tree. See if you can hang on for one more breath. And then step out, feet down. You might like to give the legs a little pedal in between thighs, maybe shimmy the shoulders. And then we'll do it on the other side. So stand in your other leg, this is my left leg. Hands to the hips. Pick up your heel, turn the leg out, bent knee. So that's tree pose option 1. You might take the foot a little higher up onto the leg, option 2. Or if you're feeling really stable and secure, put the foot up by the thigh. Hands might go to the heart. Hands might stretch up to the sky. And we'll see if we can hold this for a couple more breaths. Okay, let's step out of this. Arms come down, legs get a little pedal. You might shimmy the shoulders. And we're going to come back down to the floor. We're going to finish up with a little more breathing. So, sit yourself down. You can sit cross-legged again, or whatever seat feels comfortable for you. And if you're with someone today, someone in your household, family, friend, neighbor, you might like to do this next little bit of work with them. So if you have a partner with you today, you could turn and face your partner so you're looking at each other and that you're pretty close enough that you could touch them. I don't have a partner today, so I'm just going to face you and let you know both options. So sit up nice and tall through the spine and put one hand over your heart. And we'll take a couple moments there and just notice what you feel beneath your hand. So maybe that's the breath beneath your hand, maybe that's your heartbeat. Maybe you feel the temperature of your skin, and maybe you feel something else. Just notice what it is. And then your other hand, if you don't have a partner today, your other hand might just rest down on the leg. If you have a partner, you can put your hand next to their hand. You can touch your palms together. And then like before, you can either just pick a steady gaze point, or you can close your eyes. And we'll breathe in through the nose, out through the nose. In through the nose, out through the nose. In through the nose, out through the nose. Take a few more breaths. And then whenever you're ready, you can blink the eyes back open again. You can release both hands down to the legs. If you worked with a partner there, you might let them know what you noticed while you were breathing, and they can tell you what they noticed. And if you're by yourself today, you can just tell yourself what you noticed. I want to thank you for being with me today, for moving around the mat and breathing. It's all good stuff. We're going to finish up with one more stretch through the arms. So spread out again, spread the fingers. Take a big breath in, sweep those arms up. And then as you exhale, hands back to the heart. Thank you. Hope you have a lovely rest of your day.